What if I told you the key to saving lives in rural India was hiding in plain sight, tucked away in thousands and thousands of student notebooks? Today, we're diving into FAP NextGen, a really fascinating AI platform that's designed to unlock this huge amount of lost data and completely transform medical education.
Okay, let's start with a number. A huge number, actually. Over 500,000. That's how many family health stories carefully gathered by medical students essentially vanish every single year in India. They're just trapped in these paper logbooks, becoming what the creators of this platform call dead data. All this incredible knowledge that could have helped someone, but now it can't.
And that really leads to the core question behind this whole project. What if all that lost data, those 500,000 stories every year, could be turned into real, actionable intelligence? Intelligence that could literally save lives. So, let's break this down. In our first section, India's Lost Medical Diaries, we're going to get to the heart of what's called the logbook gap. This is the exact moment where valuable health information, collected with so much effort, just disappears into a notebook on a shelf. And this really shows you the whole chain reaction of failure. It all starts with the data being stuck in physical notebooks, right? Because of that, students get feedback that's inconsistent or it comes way too late. And that in turn puts an impossible load on the faculty. I mean, look at that ratio, one mentor for every 150 students. That's a recipe for burnout. And the final huge failure? Nobody gets any real-time insight into what's actually happening in these communities. So, how do you fix a problem that big? Well, that brings us to Section 2, AI-powered reflection. This is where FAP NextGen brings in its secret weapon, an AI engine built around a well-established learning model called the Gibbs cycle, designed specifically to solve this data crisis. And this is the magic behind it. A student can take their messy, raw field notes and just feed them into the AI. The AI then intelligently organizes all that information into the 6 key stages of the Gibbs reflective cycle. Now, this is a standard framework in medicine, and it's so important because it forces a student to go beyond just describing what happened to actually analyzing it and creating a real action plan for the future. So for the student, the whole process is unbelievably simple. Step 1, they upload their notes. And this is so cool. It can be in almost any format, a text file, a PDF, even a photo of a handwritten diary page. Step 2, the AI Gibbs engine does all the heavy lifting. And then, most importantly, Step 3, the student reviews and edits everything. They always have the final say, which keeps that crucial human element right at the center of the learning process. And this is where it goes from just a cool tool to a total game changer. The system isn't just sorting text. As this quote says, it analyzes it. It can tell a student, hey, you completely missed the feeling stage. Or it can even suggest things like, you mentioned a cough. Have you considered the possibility of TB? It's like having a personal teaching assistant looking over your shoulder 24/7. Okay, so we've seen how this helps students, but that's only half the story. The next huge piece of the puzzle is how this tech empowers the mentors. Which brings us to Section 3, augmenting the medical mentor. This is all about tackling that burnout we talked about earlier. You can just see the difference here, right? On the left, you've got the old way, a literal mountain of unstructured logbooks, each one representing hours and hours of manual grading. Then, on the right, you have the new way. The AI has already done the boring, structural work. Now the mentor can spend their precious time focusing their expertise on giving high-quality, targeted feedback instead of just sifting through paperwork. And I really want to stress this next point because it's so important. The philosophy here is that the AI augments, it does not replace. The final judgment, the nuanced human feedback, the grade, that all stays with the mentor. The AI is simply a powerful assistant, not the boss. And here's what that looks like for the mentor. They use this super detailed rubric. Since the AI has already organized the student's thoughts into a clear structure, the mentor can now grade specific things, like empathy or critical thinking, with objective scores. This means every single student gets the same high-quality, consistent feedback, which is a huge deal. All right, so we've covered the students and the mentors, but now let's zoom out, way out. What happens when you start to combine all of this newly unlocked data? This is where it gets mind-blowing. Welcome to Section 4, from logbooks to health maps. They call this Community Diagnosis 2.0. And for the first time ever, you can take thousands of these individual student reports and see the bigger picture. All of a sudden, you have a living, breathing heat map of public health. You can spot a sanitation problem in one village, or see rising cases of hypertension in another. This is the big shift, turning what was an academic exercise into active, real-time public health intelligence.
And what's so smart about this is that it's not some standalone project operating in a bubble. It's been strategically designed to plug directly into India's biggest national health priorities, especially the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, or ABDM. You can think of that as the digital backbone for all of Indian healthcare.
So what does that actually mean? Well, first, it links family data to India's national health IDs, so a patient's history can actually follow them. That's huge. Second, it formats every student visit into a standard digital record so different systems can talk to each other. Ultimately, this all means that the work these students are doing isn't just for a grade anymore. It's actively feeding into and strengthening the entire national health system from the ground up.
So where is all this headed? Let's look at the big picture in our final section, A New Future for Healthcare. This is all about the vision and the sheer potential for scale.
And the vision here as well, it's massive. The goal is to roll this platform out across more than 700 medical colleges in India. Just think about that for a second. That would impact over 100,000 students, and through them, 500,000 rural families, every single year. We're talking about giving an entire generation of new doctors a tool that was pretty much unimaginable just a few years ago.
You might be wondering, okay, but how is that even possible? Well, a really clever piece of tech makes it work. It's called a bring your own key architecture. The simplest way to think about it is this. The platform provides the car, but each college gets to bring its own engine. They can plug in their own preferred AI provider, which gives them total control over costs and, crucially, data security. It's that flexibility that makes a national rollout like this truly feasible.
And that really is the incredible story of FAP NextGen. It shows us how AI can find enormous value in places we've completely overlooked. And it leaves us with one last powerful question to think about. What other lost data, just sitting in forgotten logbooks and dusty files all around the world, could AI unlock to help us solve some of our biggest challenges?